What's going on? I'm Sterling. I'd love to have you guys introduce yourselves and talk about what we're doing over here with Jito and Renzo about the restaking and just walk through and have a conversation kind of like what we're building. So anyway, I'm Sterling. I lead BD for everything ecosystem here at Circle. I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I'm Lucas. I'm co-founder and CEO at Jito and contributor to Jito Network. Build a lot of the restaking protocol and MEV infrastructure on Solana.
Hi, I'm Kratik. I'm one of the founding contributors at Renzo. At Renzo, our goal is to make restaking as easy and as accessible for everyone. We've been live for 10 months now, one of the largest liquid restaking protocols, and soon to be launching restaking with Circle on Jito.
So I'm a little smooth-brained, and I'd love it if you guys could actually explain to me exactly what is restaking and what problem it's solving, because it's one of the new primitives in DeFi from this cycle, and one of the really exciting new primitives. But I'd love to hear directly from you all. Can you explain it very simply what it is?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people get confused when they hear the word restaking. I think the easiest way to explain it is just staking. That's like the very simple explanation.
Yeah.
So you're taking assets and using it to secure networks and decentralized protocols. The kind of like restaking part is you can have a lot of flexibility in the assets that you choose. And some of those assets that you choose to stake can be already staked, like Ethereum or Solana and assets like that.
So is it staking as a service? Is that kind of how to think about it?
Yeah, it's a platform for coordinating security through stake. So it can be L1 assets, USDC, using easy USDC. And then you have all the networks that build on top, and you can be very flexible in the coordination of assets and what things are being secured.
So I've seen an NCN thrown around a lot, and I'd actually love to hear from the horse's mouth what an actual NCN is.
Yeah, NCN is a node consensus network. You can think of this just like a decentralized service. The very common example that people use is an Oracle. So, Oracle, let's say you're uploading the Sol USD price from exchanges, and you want a wide variety of operators or the people that are actually reading the exchange price, sending the transactions on chain, and you want some rules about that. So, maybe if someone uploads a obviously wrong price, then that's not good. They should get punished for that.
Yeah.
You should get rewarded for doing good behavior, and then there's some consensus or agreement mechanism that's built. So Oracle is a really common example of it. There's some other pretty creative use cases too, like the Squads policy network, which is another network that Squads is building that basically adds a lot of functionality to the multi-sig, and they're the largest multi-sig on Solana, so it's pretty cool to see them building on that.
That is cool. Yeah. So the way I think about it, and you guys tell me if I've got this wrong, is it's a bunch of assets. Right now, to date, it's only been Solana, right? But now it can be USDC, and we should talk about that. But those assets are staked, and they provide security, and then builders can build on top of those staking assets, right? Is that kind of broad strokes the easiest way to think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the question is what sort of economic security does a network want? And I think it depends on how the network's structured, what the preferences are, how the infrastructure works. But in general, you would want economic security as stable as you can and the least risky as you can make it. So at the end of the day, you want or a flavor or a combination or different flavors of it. So I think in terms of USDC, I think it's tailor-made for NCNs that want a stable source of economic security and do not want to take or expose themselves to the volatility risks that comes with crypto in general. So I think that's a pretty neat tool. And even when it comes to rewards, your reward budget, it could either be your governance token that's fluctuating wildly in prices, so you have to weekly update your budget of economic security. But when it's in stable coins, you are pretty much you can forecast your economic security and the budget that you want for the next few weeks, months, years, and then completely focus on the product.
If I have USDC or if I have Sol, why would I stake? What's in it for me? How do I align incentives?
Yeah, I think a big one is obviously rewards.
Who gives the rewards? How does that work?
So the networks will give the rewards.
So the people that are using the NCNs would give the rewards?
Yeah, so like oracles and these services are going to collect fees as a method of like civil resistance, or just, there's some computation that's going on, and like Ethereum or Solana, you have to pay to use the blockchain and send transactions. These networks will collect fees, and so by providing your stake, you can earn those fees.
Okay.
And so,
What are your thoughts on NCN sharing the revenue to restakers?
It's a good question. I think in like what sense, like what type of assets they're going to use.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you're making revenue with either SOL or USDC or any other asset.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of operators are running a business and prefer to use cash or US dollar.
Yeah, totally.
And so I do think that USDC will be used to pay out rewards in a lot of these networks.
Yeah, that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Is like, you've built an incredible 2 protocols, and I want to understand more like the distinction between the 2 protocols. But I want to understand what's the role of USDC, right? Like, you've already been so successful. Like, why are you excited about the expansion, the inclusion of USDC now into Renzo and Jito?
Yeah, I think the stability is an important one, and
Like price stability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've talked about like economic security, and he was just talking about that. Like, how do I break this down? Basically, the more security a service has, the harder it is to attack.
Yeah.
And so, USDC is very stable, and that's something you want to see in an asset that is securing these like networks, like oracles. And
So you know how much security you need if you're using something stable versus a volatile asset like Solana or Ethereum, something like that, where it goes up and down in price.
Yeah.
Right? Is it just like the stability of the level of security you need to pay for, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, you know that like if there's $100 million of USDC, that assuming no one unstakes or stakes, that's going to be $100 million in the future. The crypto market is very volatile, and so there's days where prices are down 20, 30 or more percent, and that makes sense. That's not something you want to see as if you're building a decentralized service.
Okay, no, that's helpful. That makes sense to me. Can you help me, again, Eli 5 this for me, the difference between Renzo and Jito, and like what is distinct and the problems each of you all are solving for this restaking?
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about Renzo. So, Jito is building a spectacular restaking protocol that is more like a 2-sided or 3-sided marketplace between restakers, operators, and the NCNs that are borrowing economic security from the restakers and rewarding them accordingly. So Renzo is more on the consumer facing layer. Like, essentially, we're built to abstract all the complexion that comes with restaking. So restaking is obviously, as we've talked about it, like a new paradigm shift in how new networks are bootstrapping economic security in a more standardized manner. But with the new primitive, it comes a lot of complexion, and the complexion is every time a user wants to restake, it's a USDC. They first make a choice as to which node operators they want to secure, and these node operators, some of them are household names, most of them are not. Most regular users do not understand how node operators work, and there's distinction between these node operators, the reputation, etc. So there's like some due diligence works that goes into it. The next step is on the NCNs that you actually secure. So if there are, let's say, 3 NCNs, you have 7 combinations. You secure A or B or C or AB or BC or AC or ABC. Okay. If there are 15, the PNC goes to like 32,700 and something. And as you can see, like the more NCNs you add, exponentially the choice grows for restakers. So now at some point you have to do the risk management for the NCNs you're securing and actively rebalance your portfolio. And at the end of the day, even if you do all of that, you still have a fairly liquid position in a restaking protocol. So at Renzo, the goal is to be the on-ramp and off-ramp for restaking. So at the end of the day, all you have to do if you use Renzo is for consumers, yeah. All you have to do is you deposit your USDC, you get your easy USDC, and you're done. one click in, one click out, and then the protocol takes care of everything that happens on the back end and make sure that you are getting a risk optimized return on your restaking position and are getting a liquid token, receipt token at the end of the day.
Got it. Super helpful.
And then Jito's, the NCNs, the actual more, like the nodes that people are building on top of, right? And the user doesn't have to interact directly with any of that. That complexity is abstracted away by Renzo.
Yeah, so Renzo is more the consumer facing. The Jito restaking is more of the infrastructure. So, creating the protocol lets you create the vault receipt tokens or the VRTs. That's like the easy USDC.
Yeah.
It coordinates all the relationships between the operators and NCNs and vaults and handles the reward distribution and all that. And so it's kind of behind the scene, and we just want to help people like Renzo and NCNs to get set up and start using it. So
okay, I love that. That helps me a lot. All right, a couple more questions. What do you want to see built? Right, like this has basically created this whole new primitive for builders to use. Like, let's create some RFPs. Like, what are you most excited about, and get some builders out there actually making stuff?
Yeah. One thing I want to see is, well, there's a lot of things I want to see. There's a lot of MEV related things that I think would be cool to be built, like intent solvers and basically people to help get users better pricing in a decentralized manner. Something else I think would be really cool is we run, there's something in the Jito stake pool called StakeNet, and it's a, you can think of it like the brain of the stake pool is put on chain, on Solana, so it's basically fully decentralized. And I want to see a network that people can go from IP addresses to locations of servers, so you can actually know in a decentralized manner where servers are around the world.
That's cool.
And so I think that would be useful in like DePIN and some of the, I was talking to someone at like Pipe Network yesterday, and they're building a decentralized content delivery network. So they could use it for their thing. The Jito Soul stake pool could use it so that it doesn't delegate all the stake to one country, and it can globally distribute everything.
Based on where the demand and the
Yeah.
usages. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
What about you?
Yeah, I think in terms of MEV, I think a pretty sick tool could be democratization of good MEV and separating the good MEV from the bad MEV, like, which is obviously pretty subjective, but I think you can have NCNs that deliver that to users. If DePINs in general, I think like any coordination network that exists, whether in real or conceptually, can and will benefit from restaking, and especially from stable economic security. So even you don't even have to have a governance token, focus on your tokenomics, making sure the token has value and redistribute that. Like, instead of that, like, just focus on the core coordination network. I think there's a lot of value in that. And for USDC specifically, I think NCN's tailor-made for micropayments on Solana. I think that would be a really cool use case, and something that is, I think, still under the radar, and probably like the future of how we do crypto or payments in general.
I think that another one is like the off-chain compute, so not necessarily like L2s and things like that, but I keep going back to like the Squads policy network. I think that's super cool. They're the number one multi-sig on Solana. They have several billions of dollars of assets. I think close to $1 billion in USDC, I think. And by using restaking, they are able to add way more features to the multi-sig, makes it way more attractive, and something that like our parents could use. And my parents aren't super familiar with crypto, but this like policy network, they don't even know it's using restaking behind the scenes. And like when it goes live, I think it's going to unlock a ton of new features and help bring more people on chain.
Love that. That's super cool. All right, last question, and then let's get to a product demo, because I want it to get brought to life. Give us some alpha, like help with the roadmap. Tell us what you guys are building and like what's next.
Right. So the alpha was yesterday. We're building easy USDC.
But now what? Come on, we got that was old news. Like, what's next?
So I'm looking forward to Jito being live so that we have rewards and the NCNs that are being built on Jito, rewards in native Solana tokens, and also the new category of NCNs that we're working with that are going to be USDC economic security. And I think we're going to be expecting a few announcements by the end of the year around these new use cases with USDC on Solana. So super excited for that.
I love that.
Yeah, for us, Jito staking should be live in like mid-October, pending audits and formal verification.
Yeah.
And then Jito's in the process of building out a few networks, I think, that will actually run on top of the restaking protocol. I think it's important to like dog food your own platform.
Show the use case, exactly.
Yeah, so show the use cases, build useful products, and help get networks onboarded.
That's awesome. October?
Yep.
Awesome. Soon. Should we do a demo?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is the Renzo front end. We've built the most optimum way of for a user to restake their USDC. And so you go to the Easy USDC section. That's the new section that we're building. Your wallet balance automatically shows up. You enter the amount of USDC you want to restake. Let's say that's 1,000. You see the amount of Easy USDC you will get in return. So one Easy USDC is backed by one restaked USDC. So you click on confirm. Shows the exchange rate. You go to confirm. Go to your wallet. This is Phantom wallet that we're using. Click on confirm, and that's it. Easy peasy. Go to the block explorer. Your transaction's already on the blockchain. You can see that happening over here on the DevNet. And yeah, all you have to do is click confirm, enter the balance you want to enter, and your USDC is already being restaked while you are generating rewards with Easy USDC. Let's say you don't want Easy USDC anymore and you want your USDC back. So you go back, click on the button in the middle, enter the amount of Easy USDC you want to withdraw, get the USDC you're going to get, click on confirm, confirm again, and go to the wallet, click confirm, and voila. That's all there is. Like, it's easy peasy. We want to minimize the amount of time people are spending on the platform, ironically, so you can go enjoy your life and let us take care of the restake.
That was rad. Thank you guys for spending so much time with us. Like, we're over the moon that this new utility, first of its kind for a stablecoin on a restaking platform, and I can't wait to see what you guys build, and then can't wait to see what everyone else builds on top of this. So I just want to say thank you and can't wait to follow along. Appreciate it.